just broken that they will be charging the maximum tuition fee of £9,000 per year. Moments ago, I've just spoken to Matthew Barrow, Vice President of Education for the Universities Union, and Year 10 student from local school St Mary's to find out their views on the tuition fee rise.
Okay, so my name's Matthew Barrow. I'm the Vice President of Education for Hull University Union. Around November time, we attended the national demonstration hosted by the NUS. We took over 450 students down to London to march, to lobby, to campaign. A really successful day. We fortunately weren't involved in any of the violence, any of the kettling, any of those sorts of things, so we're quite fortunate. Also, we went down to London to lobby MPs. We put up a load of posters within the concourse lounge urging students to write to the MPs, urging them to come with us to London to speak to them, show our concerns about the rising fees, and that was a really successful day. Hull, a couple of our SABs and other students were actually responsible for, well, I say responsible, but partly responsible for deterring a couple of Conservative MPs away from voting for the rise of fees and rebelling against their party, so it's quite successful. Almost 6 months ago now, we were promised three things: that we had to rise tuition fees because of the financial situation the country was in, but the implications of that, we were promised there would be no loss in places for students, and that it wouldn't deter students coming to higher education institutions because you didn't have to pay anything up front. We're already seeing that, you know, there might be a 30% cut in places available to students because of the amount of institutions that are leaning towards the £9,000. We were told that, you know, universities would only be able to charge £9,000 in extreme cases. So that promise of creating a market, making places available to students, we've basically been lied to again.
I think tuition fees have risen a bit too much. They could have risen by a few grand, but not quite a lot, as much as to £9,000. It's a bit unfair on the students having £27,000 loan at the end of 3 years. Because sometimes it can affect the concentration of the work that they produce at university if it brings the mood down.
So what does the future now hold for universities? The government maintains the rise in tuition fees shouldn't affect the number of students applying to university. But with a minimum of £27,000 in debt facing any prospective student, bright spark students like Kieran now feel that university is out of their reach. Who knows what future geniuses our country will now be missing out on as a result of tuition fee rise?